Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Well, musician Hayley Mary is best known as a solo artist and a singer with the Jezebels. Here she is. She's the Jezebel singer. I love the Jezebels. But she's found herself in hot water recently. She posted a picture to social media wearing a MAGA cap with Trump's slogan, Make America Great Again. She said this led to her being all but cancelled. She joins us now. Hayley Mary, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Very well. So tell us the story.
Well, look, the story for me starts with the misinformation bill that they're discussing at the moment for Australia. I kept an eye on it for a little bit, and I thought I was a bit concerned. I think a lot of people in the arts and in general should maybe be, as is the Human Rights Commission. So I'm not alone here. But when Trump got in the other day, I thought that bill would be discussed a long time down the track, and I might talk about it then, preferably when my own album campaign was over, which I'm in the middle of. But when Trump got in the other day, and I was, seeing all the influencers and artists and everyone I know screaming about how their abortion rights were going, which I don't really understand how that's true, but, just very angry at shaving their heads and talking about never talking to men again. In the meantime, our parliament was actually reading through this misinformation bill in the parliament and voting it through. And while it can be blocked by the Senate, I still thought that was a pretty sneaky move. And I thought it looked like they were using the Trump election to do that without people noticing.
To hide it.
Well, that's what it looked like. It might not have been, but it looked like that to me. And, amidst the Trump hysteria. So I just sort of thought, I'm not an activist musician, but I just felt like all of the activist musicians were distracted and had not picked up on this, which they should have. And so I thought I need to post about this, but it's such a dry post to post about a misinformation bill by the Australian Parliament. It's very boring, especially in amidst the hysteria. So I thought, what can I do to bring a bit more attention to it? And I thought, well, I'll just use a bit of shock jock kind of strategy and post me in a MAGA hat and see what happens.
And here we are.
What was the fallout for you, Hayley?
Oh, look, I knew what I was doing. I've seen people get cancelled before. It's happened, on numerous occasions. We've all seen it. And the fallout is exactly what I expected. All the usual suspects and everything. I went through it and I thought I still think it's worth the risk because what good's a career in the arts if slow authoritarian laws are sort of creeping in.
And with the misinformation bill, you want, like say with Elon Musk, everything just free. You want everything as far as there's no misinformation, like it's free speech.
No, look, there's already limits on free speech. I mean, look, maybe a bit. I'm not a professional on anything. I just thought it should be discussed and more discussed. But my main concerns with the bill is two things. One being this definition of serious harm, which is quite vague in terms of like if speech has been deemed to cause serious harm to a group or individuals, it could be considered misinformation or disinformation and censored and penalised. But we've seen how that's played out in cancel culture, which is, there's statements that you might say people believe are actually factually correct or most people believe, and they've said them, and then a group has said this equals serious harm to me and you need to lose your job. Now, cancel culture is actually people using their own freedom of expression, so I'm not really raging against that here, even though I don't like it that much.
Sure.
My problem is the government taking that kind of control.
And so, Hayley, can you just drill down for us on once you posted the picture of you in that hat, who turned against you? What happened?
Oh, look, to be honest with you, it's come on all sides, as you can imagine. I mean, the sadder part of it would be the friends and even some of the family that have gone either angry or silent, which I did expect. I hope a lot of that will be temporary. I think, it's okay. I still think it's worth it because if people aren't really your friend, then you're going to lose them in a situation like this anyway, so that's fine. Sad, but fine. And then obviously the entire music industry, which I knew would happen because as I said in my post, it's been captured by wokeness, and I don't think it's a progressive movement. I think wokeness takes the worst of the left and the right
Yeah.
and censors people. So yeah, I was willing to make that sacrifice. But yeah, everyone turned against me. A lot of people are supporting me though, and particularly in the DMs.
It's curious with the word woke that Barack Obama was the one that gave us woke years ago.
Is he? Right. Okay.
He said, I just wish people would stop being so woke. And I tend to agree with it. You know, there's a lot of changes that goes on in the media. And I often think in regard to the misinformation bill. So when I look at Twitter, I go, well, obviously, because I've been doing this for a long time, so I can discern what's real and what's not. So I wouldn't, if I say, for example, Jeff Goldblum was announced that he'd passed away, and that was on Twitter a few years ago. I don't know if you remember this story. And so everyone ran with it. Jeff Goldblum's dead. He wasn't dead. Someone just tweeted that. So I would never report anything directly from Twitter. So my understanding of the misinformation bill is to stop that actually happening. Is that how it works?
Look, there may be very good reasons for a type of misinformation bill, and I've read it the other day because I realised I should, and there's stuff in there that I see, seems pretty reasonable. The main concerns are that one, what I said about the definition of serious harm and that being used against just normal people saying things that they believe, but also the exemptions in there. I mean, the minister can exempt, various platforms from the scrutiny of the bill. It also excludes like broadcast media and basically legacy media in general. So it kind of just looks like it's targeting podcasts and social media,
right,
which to me looks like it's somewhat political. And the only other problem I would say is that, well, you might trust the government now, but what if a far-right government does get in? Do you think that they're not going to use it for their purposes? I think we just need to be careful before we put in a bill like this.
What I
they've
find
been used
interesting,
before.
Hayley, is that I'm no MAGA fan, but I would defend your right to wear whatever hat you like and be whatever you like. Are you seeing the hypocrisy in the free movement of the arts industry who are anti-right?
Yeah, well, look, to be honest with you, I didn't wear a MAGA hat because I'm a MAGA person either. I just don't think that all MAGA people should be vilified in a society where they are the majority.
Yeah.
and I think that there is a censorious nature, a homogenous nature to the arts at the moment, and that doesn't read as a healthy element of a society to me. I think that there should be liberty in the arts in particular. In terms of speech and expression, and I've shown that there's not.
Well, Hayley, it's great to have you on our show, and of course that's content from music writing. This is great stuff. This is a song. Are you getting this down?
Oh, look, I think I've got to get through the kind of ruination that it's caused for every element of my life first, but then I'm sure there'll be a couple of...
And then there'll be an album.
You know what? It's a free country, and you can do, we've all got our opinions. And having said that, you brought it to our attention, so good on you. So congratulations.
Nice to talk to you, Hayley.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
And when's your album out? What are you doing? Just let's give it a plug.
Look, my album's out right now, and stupidly, I'm right in the middle of the album campaign, and so I probably shouldn't have done that.
No,
but look, it's called Roman Excess, and it's out now, and I've just had my Melbourne launch cancelled, but I hope that I'll be able to play some shows again. If I've only voluntarily quit the woke music industry, so I'm still open to playing gigs if anyone wants me.
Well, Hayley, it's a really interesting spin you've given us tonight. Thanks for talking to us today.
Thanks for having me, guys. A big fan of your show, by the way.
It's very nice to hear. Thank you, Hayley.